Hello everybody, back on the boat, which is all upside down and back to front at the moment. Today's video on Graeme's channel, as promised, I thought we'd talk about Abbagate and a few other things. I think you're going to enjoy this one, because I've been going down memory lane. And the one thing Graeme and I, well, we've always been famous for two things. Number one, carrying body cams, recording people. Generally speaking, because some people tell lies. And they give a totally different version of events when police, for example, turn up. We are very, very well known for that. Always were. Another thing we're very, very well known for is archiving our personal records. There are files and files and files, and not only original files that exist, some are kept in solicitors' offices for certain eventualities. Think Princess Diana, mission letter, that type thing. And some things are kept here and some things are kept in the house, but everything is photographed and archived somewhere on the internet. So I thought we'd play this game. I think liars are not going to like this video very much. This is where I came in with Meghan Markle. People who tell lies. They just think, oh, there's no consequence. Oh, I'm just going to get my tea. Hang on. Oh, it's so crowded on here. Yeah, when I first saw Markle, and this video isn't about Markle, but this is why, you know, for some of the people who follow and support Markle and Windsor, this is why I came in on it. This is, you know, of all the subjects on planet Earth that I could have showed an interest in, the royal family, it's, you know, that's one subject. Some people are really into football. Some people are into calligraphy. Don't like to mention that one because of Markle. You know, people are into all different things. So why was I drawn to Meghan Markle? Now, I've always followed the royal family. I've always believed that the constitutional monarchy works. I've never really followed them this hotly until Markle. Because when Markle showed up, oh my God, she really, really reminded me. I saw things, I identified things of issues that I've had in my life. So I thought we'd talk about some of those issues. Oh, I can feel a chill going down the spine of many people who've told big, fat, whopping lies about me and Graeme. Right, let's go. Where shall we start? Because I've got all different people. Well, shall we start from the very beginning? And I mean, this is not an exhaustive list, as my solicitor likes to say. Let's start with where I went to school. St Mary's Hall. St Mary's Hall in Brighton. Well, now why do the newspapers constantly say that I was expelled from St Mary's Hall? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you about a liar, shall I, and how I caught them out. Right, so this letter is dated the 15th of November 2006. To Mrs. J. Hesketh, because I'm Mrs. Fiona Jacqueline Hesketh, at my mother-in-law's address, and it's signed by Matthew Wenrostro, who was the head's personal assistant at the time. Very lovely guy, very helpful. You can see, I don't know if you can see there, 15th November. Now, what had happened? I supposedly went on the run in late 1999 and returned to the UK in 2003. And I was like a dog with a bone. I was going to clear it all up, tracked everybody down, even tracked down the woman who signed my arrest warrant in Spain. And on my to-do list was my old school, St Mary's Hall, where this rumour that I had been expelled. So I'll read this out to you. Dear Fiona, re attendance of Jacqueline Susan Hesketh, nee Fiona Mary Mon at St Mary's Hall. It's got my name slightly wrong there, but thank you for coming into school last week. I have now had the opportunity to search school archives regarding your attendance at St Mary's Hall. Owing to the time which has elapsed, I regret that no records exist regarding your time at the school, apart from an admission card, photocopy attached. However, you will see at the bottom of the card the reason given for your departure from St Mary's Hall is simply that you transferred to Lewes Priory School in May 1985. There is no indication whatsoever that you were expelled from St Mary's Hall And I can confirm that other records would exist if this had been the case. This is all the information the school now holds about you. Regards, Matthew. And then you can see here my date of birth. I don't know why it's got Chichester. Mr. and Mrs. Neville Mont, 86 High Street, Lewes. Left May 85, Lewes Priory. There. Can you see that? Now, why did the newspapers think I had been expelled? This is an excellent question. This is going to be a long one. Well, I'll tell you why. Because I had a horrible, pathological, lying boyfriend. He not only ruined my life, he ruined a very well-known household actress in the UK. He ruined her fucking life. Oh, she hates him. She hates him. I will not divulge. I think people probably know who she is. I mean, she's a big-time household name. After he'd finished ruining my life, he went on to ruin her life. And we spent 7 hours on the phone comparing notes. And that was a fabulous telephone conversation. And we've been friends ever since. Anyway, I mean, pathological liar. People just think, they're going to tell fucking lies. Well, I sized him up for what he was. Oddly enough, he lied about having cancer. He told me he was dying of cancer in 1999, and I believed him. So people do lie about it. And I agreed that I would just disappear to take the heat off him. I'd go on the run. By this time, I'd really well and truly had enough of him, dumped him, and my plans were to be with the love of my life, Graeme Hesketh, and to just run away and get away from all these liars, everybody. But before I left, I told this guy a lie. I told him I'd been expelled from school because I told him several other lies as well. I wanted to know if he was going to talk to the police and cooperate after I'd agreed, because he was dying of cancer, to cover for him. Oh yeah, he willingly ran to the police and the media and supplied video footage of me and said things like I was expelled from school. Notes at Mary's Hall have confirmed that if I had, there would be a record, and there is no record. Oh yes, and not only that, after Graeme and I got back from being, let's just call it on the run, after 3 years, little baby and everything, this particular individual, this pathological liar, had the cheek to go up to one of my sister-in-laws and say, she brought it all on herself. Yeah. Steve Wright, Daily Mail. Yeah. What's the next one? Associated Newspapers. I've got quite a few here. I've got Associated Newspapers, the Daily Mail, who are obviously owned by MGN as well. Let's have a look. Right, let's start here with this one. I'll put the replies at the bottom of the pile. You see, I don't lie and I don't bullshit. So the Mirror contacted me and Graeme and said, would we give an interview? And I said no. Graeme agreed to meet them in a bar. And this was after being on the run. We're back in the UK. He'd agreed to meet them, and a guy's called Grant Hodgson, reporter for the Sunday Mirror. And Graeme supplied him with a photograph of me. He said, can we have a photo? She hasn't come for a meeting. Well, they took clandestine photographs of Graeme at the restaurant, which I'll show you in a minute, which is used to be against the rules. And Graeme supplied him with this photograph of me. I didn't like it. I picked a different one, but Graeme said, oh no, you look so cute because you look all messy, because he liked that. And I just thought, oh God. Anyway, at the bottom, Grant wrote, photos taken by me will not be used until such time an agreement is finalised between myself, Graeme and Fiona. Grant Hodgson, 1st of... Oh no, I think that might be 9th of September 2004. So just bear with me a moment. Well, where's it gone? Oh, here we are. So he's not going to use the photographs until he's finalised an arrangement with me and Graeme. But he didn't do that. He just went with the story and used the photograph. See that? We've got you. What date was that? 12 12th of September 2004, which I think was a Sunday, I seem to recall. So yeah, look at that. Promise we won't use the photo. Oops, we used the photo. So then there's a letter that goes with this. Oh, here we are. Put that to one side. MGN, dated 5th of November 2004 by courier from Legal Department, from Scott Langham. I refer to your letter of today's date. Please find attached the originals of photographs supplied to the Sunday Mirror. A warning has been sent to our picture library not to use the photographs of Fiona Mont. The photograph of Graeme Hesketh belongs to the Sunday Mirror in any event. The above is MGN's offer to settle this complaint fully and finally. Okay. I hope the trolls are getting all this. You know, because we don't bullshit. And where's that? Let me see if I can find that. Oh yeah, there's the clandestine photograph they took of Graeme. Well, this is going to get a whole lot more uncomfortable for a lot of liars out there. Where's the next one? The Daily Mail. Let's have a look at this. What are these? What do you think these are? These are negatives. Now, the Daily Mail used a photograph of me repeatedly. It was actually this one here. That one. Now, somebody stole that from our caravan while we were on the run. It's a black and white series, as you can see. Those are the negatives. Here are the original negatives. Daily Mail used that photograph, much to mine and Graham's horror. We were like, where the fuck did they get that from? We've been on the run. We don't associate with anyone. Except for perhaps another little chicken who liked to hide behind my skirts and wanted to get out a jail-free card so he could go back to the UK, give away my location and maybe sell a photo or two to the newspapers. Not the same pathological liar, you know, that told the newspapers I was expelled from school. Different one. Well, we complained bitterly to the Daily Mail for years about that photograph and use of it, and they kept using it over and over and over. Eventually I said to Graeme, I've had enough of this. We're going to write to Paul Dacre himself. Anyone heard of Paul Dacre? Very powerful man. So Graeme videoed me holding up the negative with a torch so it shone on a piece of white background. And I said, Mr. Dacre, how did this photograph go from our caravan into your newspaper? And we sent a videotape of, you know, one of those old VHF tapes to him, recorded delivery, so it went directly to Paul Dacre. Well, God bless Mr. Dacre. I know a lot of people are going to think, woo, God bless Mr. Dacre, because he's a ferocious character. He certainly is. Well, we got the following responses, apart from a ton of complaints to the Press Complaints Authority. The Daily Mail, this is from Northcliffe House, Derry Street, 29th of September 2004. Dear Mr. Hesketh, thank you for taking the trouble to write to me with your comments about the photograph which you say was taken by you and published on September 13th. I have noted the points you have made and made sure the cuttings and database has warnings placed on it so that this picture is not used again without your prior permission. I am sorry you feel you have been ignored and have experienced any difficulty in making these points before. I would appreciate any evidence you can provide to prove that the copyright in the photograph belongs to you. Signed, Lawrence H. Sear, Managing Editor. Oh, this would have been before I sent a video to Paul Dacre. So then, Associated Newspapers, claim number Northampton County Court. We have received your claim form. We enclose herewith a cheque for £550 in settlement of your claim. However, for the record, and as stated the defence we have sent to the court, we should make it clear that we do not admit any theft by an agent or otherwise. We would be grateful if you could acknowledge safe receipt. Nick Braithwaite, legal advisor. There you go. So, I mean, I don't believe the Daily Mail got a thief to sneak into our caravan and steal the photo. I know which little bastard took the photo. Right, that's those ones dealt with. I found this. Now, do you remember you guys, I told you we lived in Praia de Luge and that the GNR pulled up in a car and they were going to snatch our little girl and she was in a paddling pool outside the caravan? Well, I found that, bless her. It was like a really big washing up bowl, and that was actually taken the day they tried to snatch her. See, I don't make shit up and bullshit. We lived in Praia de Luz. God, I've got a ton of videos to go through yet. Oh, talking of bullshit, loads of people said Graeme was never in the army. Now, this one's Graeme, I think. I'll put my glasses on. They all look the same in uniform, don't they? Yeah, that one there. That's Graeme. But he was never in the army, was he? According to some bullshitters. All these people, they just went to the fancy dress shop, and I think that's Buller Barracks in the background, and they had this picture taken especially. It says, intake 59 to 65 Squadron, training Buller Barracks, Aldershot, 1979, Royal Corps of Transport. But no, my old man was what they called a Walter Mitty. He was never in the army. He made all that shit up. Yeah. I'll tell you, this is going to get a lot more uncomfortable for liars. And this is just scratching the surface. I've got tons of evidence. So, I mean, liars, I start to watch Markle, I start to recognise certain patterns of behaviour. Here's my flight. Now, for those of you who've watched for a while, because of the GNR, and it became apparent that children get snatched, or were being snatched in the area of Praia de Luz, especially blonde little girls. You know, this is where Madeleine McCann. But loads of people say, oh, it was the parents who did it. Fuck off, bullshit, all day long. I lived that nightmare, take my fucking word for it. So, in the end, I said to Graeme, I'd rather go back to the UK and be arrested at gunpoint. They can throw me to the ground, but I'd go alone. I don't want you seeing it. I don't want Faith seeing it. And I booked a flight, and I flew back for a test flight by Monarch Airlines, I do believe. Booked through First Choice from Faro to London Gatwick, Miss J. Mayhew, on the 7th of December 2002 at 6:40. So there is my flight ticket to prove that I flew back from Faro. You see that? Faro to London. Oh, I've got tons more of this. Oh, the detective who chased me all over Europe. Steve Skerritt. Now, this was actually taken off the Evening Argus, the Argus online archives, because of embarrassment by Sussex Police. But the date is Friday the 21st of March 2003. And you can see Saddam Hussein dead. Now, if we go to this little itty bitty teeny weeny incy wincy article. I've got files of articles on me, but by the time that Steve Skerritt was arrested, he got this, and then the police complained, and they'd even fucking removed that. Oh, I can feel some red cheeks out there thinking, fucking hell. Oh, wish I hadn't been a twat when I thought no one was looking. Detective is under suspicion, exclusive. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I knew he'd been arrested because I phoned him up and he went, fuck me, I've been arrested myself. I'm not even in the police anymore. I thought he was lying. I thought it was a double bluff. But then, later on that year, a Sussex police officer has been suspended on suspicion of conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. Detective Constable Steve Skerritt, 46, was arrested in the early stages of the inquiry, and the case is now before the Crown Prosecution Service to determine whether he should be charged. Also arrested on the same allegation is a woman he was investigating. Friends said both deny the suggestions. Mr. Skerritt, who is 2 years from retirement, was the officer leading the hunt for Britain's Most Wanted. Turn to page 19. Oh, good, Graeme kept page 19. Oh, thank fuck for that. What a surprise. Here we go. Continues here, this constant itty-bitty bit. Fiona Mon, who was suspected of it says £300 fraud. I think they mean 300,000. That was the allegation. The two cases are unconnected. A second officer was also arrested and suspended, but he has since been reinstated with no action will be taken. Mr. Skerritt was arrested on February the 4th. As he arrived for work at Stenning Police Station, he was taken to Worthing Police Station for questioning. Mr. Skerritt's home was searched and 20 detectives worked on the inquiry. A Sussex police spokesman confirmed an officer had been suspended but refused to confirm his identity. He would only say an investigation was being conducted. The women in the case has complained to Sussex Police, alleging officers had been insensitive and aggressive. The allegations are being investigated. The Argus spoke to Mr. Skerritt, but he declined to comment. And that was written by Phil Mills, crime reporter at Argus. God bless Mr. Mills. So, I mean, that's the only evidence, really, I've got. Oh, apart from the fact I interviewed Steve. He's a bit of a weird character, Steve Skerritt. He really is. But I interviewed him years later, and the Argus actually did a front page story on that. I've got that as well. Right, anyway, so let's fast forward to Abbagate, shall we? So, Fiona and Graeme buy a boat, this boat, which is situated in a marina in Gibraltar. And after having lived this sort of nightmare, being on the run, and I went back to the UK, and I lived it all down. Do you know what? I was on a TV show called Too Posh to Pay. And the day after that was on the telly, it was on in the evening, next day, school day, I go to my son's school to collect him, and everyone was kind of staring, but it was quite a small school. And then after collecting him, I went to my daughter's school. It was a massive school, and there must have been 200 parents and kids in a playground, and the whole playground went silent, and everybody's staring at me. You know, because there's a pathological liar and this little shit that stole a photo out of my fucking caravan. Oh no, they don't get no shit for this. Anyway, I've come this far, you know. How many years has it been now? 25 years. I've had to carry this bag of shit around everywhere I go. Oh, you in Britain's Most Wanted. Oh, you in Britain. Oh, Graham's a drug smuggler. All this fucking shit. Constantly. Constantly. So we arrive in Gibraltar. And it would appear, of course, there are liars everywhere. Well, I suppose it works, doesn't it? People tell lies and they win, don't they, in the short term. Now, we came across this narcissistic psychopath. In my opinion, this man is a narcissistic psychopath. I mean, whatever he is, he's trouble. So this is from my predecessor at Dolphin Safari. Worked at Dolphin Safari a year or two before me. Said to me, and I'm going to call this narcissist Mr. Darda. To be honest, I don't have any references to the situation, as in the end it was basically a slap on the wrist for both of us. I was never charged, and neither was Darda. Basically, the situation was me and Darda squared up outside a bar, and he threw himself to the floor when he saw a police officer coming. The police officer then said to me, "Don't worry, I saw him hit you and you pushed him away." However, this was completely untrue, and Darda tried to make out I had assaulted him, so he could have me charged, when in reality we did not even touch each other. So in the end, I went along with the policewoman's statement, as in theory I was acting in self-defence. If you go with what she's saying, so I knew no matter what, I had a copper on my side. When we were summoned back to the police station, they told us both to sign some papers to the effect of breach of the peace, basically. So if you are following me, even if I did have something for you on paper, it would only show that we were both in the wrong, and that really we were both had a telling off for being drunk and disorderly. So Darda, he saw this fella coming and he didn't like him. And he starts shouting at him, and he knows there's a police officer watching. Neither of them touched each other, and Darda goes, "Oh, he hit me, officer, officer, ambulance, ambulance." Right? Total fucking lie. And there's a witness to it who actually gave a statement to the police about it. Oh my God. I mean, I had contacted my predecessor to say, is this guy for real? What's going on here? He continues. Looking back at it now, I wish I had tried to get him done, as I can't stand the fat, horrible cancer of a man. That's a really good description, because, yeah, he is a cancer of a man. He is awful, but to be honest, I can't even believe it's going to court. Yeah, this is all about Abagate, which was fuck all to do with me. That's me on the front page. Graeme should get legal aid, and then if he does, it could be put to Darda, and it could cripple him. I wish I could help, but I can't. So this is one person, just one person who's had a run-in with Darda. Let's have a look at this one. This is another person. I'm not going to name any of these people. Dear Sir, this is a person writing to the Commissioner of Police. I'm writing to express concern over the behaviour and attitude of one of the chief protagonists of what is referred to locally as dolphin wars in Marina Bay. Darda, I have known and worked with for 2 years as a colleague and a friend for over 6 years. I've devoted time and effort, often without financial reward, in promoting him, his practices, especially where they're slipshod and unprofessional. He then goes on. In return, Darda has subjected me to systematic, aggressive and personal verbal and physical campaign of slander and rebuke in order, as far as I can discern it, to promote himself. The catalyst for these events occurred 2 years ago when Darda deliberately provoked a man, into a fight at the Lamport Tunnel because he knew a police officer was approaching. As this man was taken into custody, Darda feigned injury and tried to make me complicit in his actions in a series of nods and winks. I have ever been a good citizen wherever I've been in life, and this act appalled me. I was extremely vocal with my discontent with Darda's plan to have this man incarcerated over what I could see as a petty squabble between children. Darda did not speak to me for 5 days after this, at which point the incident seemed to be put behind us. However, I now see that was not the case, and since that, a number of incidents have left. Well, this guy was a school teacher. He had to leave Gibraltar. He was slandered as a nonce, sex offender, by Darda, because he wouldn't go along with Darda's, officer, he hit me. He didn't like that. Is this sounding like anybody? Five Friends magazine? What the Markle family have been put through? I mean, is this ringing any bells for you guys? Because it's fucking incredible. It actually makes me angry reading this. I'm just skipping through a few bits. I am far from alone amongst the residents and workers who have also fallen victim to Darda and his behaviour. One woman has just returned to work after 12 months forced leave due to mental stress and punishment. Another man, the business manager of, has left to return to the UK, citing intense emotional distress. An octogenarian who survived the bombing over Southampton, a little bit flowery there, has been left in tears on a number of occasions and at one point considered returning to the UK, saying, "I have never in my life been treated this way before." The man who, was accused of the false pushing has now left tours along with hordes of other people. Oh God, yeah, there's about 20 people who've been arrested. It's just the only reason that the Abbagate thing hit the papers because of me. It's all me. Right, so we arrive in Gibraltar. We bought this boat, 2007. We moved down here permanently because we had 2 boats from 2007 to 2010. We had a boat in Brighton and a boat here, this one here in Gib. Finally, we moved down in 2010 and I got a job at the local bowling centre. Fabulous if you're ever in Gib, and I bloody loved the people I worked for there. Fantastic people. Graeme, meanwhile, got a job at the Dolphin Safari. Well, I couldn't believe he got a job so fast. Anyway, it became apparent pretty quickly there was a problem. And as I was coming home from work from the bowling centre all the time, I was aware police officers were being called all the time. People were being arrested. Arguments were key. And I thought, oh my God, Graeme, when he finishes work, kids come home from school, he's giving them tea. I thought, what if he gets arrested and there's no one here for the kids while I'm doing a night shift? So it broke my heart. I said to my employers at the bowling centre, I've got to go and work at Dolphin Safari. They've offered me a job and I've got to be there. Because God knows what's going to happen with this man. I think they knew about this guy as well. The owner of one of the biggest, most fancy marinas in Gibraltar. He fucking hates this Darda man. Fucking hates him. He said he's banned from my marina. He ripped me off when my dad died. I'll never forgive him. Anyway, so I left the bowling centre. Now, while I was still at the bowling centre, all this Abagate stuff, kicked off. I was off one day. I said to Graeme, let's go out for dinner. Me and Graeme and the 2 kids were walking to the restaurant and a load of men in white T-shirts with the word police written on them came up and said to Graeme, you're under arrest. Well, I didn't know if they were real coppers or not. Well, they took Graeme back to our boat and I phoned the police and they said, yes, they are. They're real police, but they wear T-shirts because it's a hot country. So I came back and they were going on at Graeme saying, there's something on your computer. There's something on your computer. And I was saying, what's going on? What on earth is this all about? And they said, we're not telling. He knows. I mean, I've got it. Oh my God, this is going to be so embarrassing for... Where's it gone now? Where's the actual... Oh, here we go. Yeah, I kept all the court transcripts. Yes, I've got all of them for any of the officers that were involved in this. Oh dear. Anyway, I was thinking, oh my God, what the hell's Graeme been up to? You know, am I going to turn out to be one of these women who's married to a man and I never knew who he was? I mean, this has got to be something serious. There were about 5 police officers, and I'll show you what he was arrested for. Oh, you're going to laugh. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell's this all about? Why are they being so clandestine? Why won't they tell me what this is all about? Well, they cart Graeme off. Me and the kids we were so frightened. Little Ben, he was crying. It was so traumatic. I just thought, for God's sake, you know. Now let me find this picture because it's in the evidence file. Oh, here we go. This is what they arrested Graeme for. He took a picture of a competitor's dolphin boat. That's what he was arrested for. Taking a picture of an overcrowded dolphin boat. Because see, on the marketing, dolphin boats don't like to look crowded. So that's what he was arrested for, initially. Then it went before a judge, and the judge said, he laughed, he said, you can't arrest someone for taking a picture like that and putting it on the internet. Oh, so they had to come up with something else. Oh, Graeme sent him a threat, apparently, not to a well-known marketing email, to something called Billy Bottlenose on Flickr, an unknown email address. Apparently, Graeme sent a threat, and when it got to court, Graeme represented himself, and he did a bloody good job. And he got this Darda man in the witness box, and he said, well, where was the email? Where was this threatening email that I sent to you? Where was it sent to? And this man said, I swear as God is my witness, I've actually tried to get the court transcripts from Gibraltar for this. I wish I'd done it years ago. He said, the email where the threat was received was a secret email that I and my wife created the night before we received the threat. And it was called something like Billy Bottlenose 123 ABC at Flickr. So Graeme said, well, if you and your wife had only just created that email, how could anybody send you an email, threat or otherwise? Well, the guy realised. He realised he'd just committed perjury. And he went, oh, Your Honour, I'm going to faint, I'm going to be sick, he's frightening me, he's threatening me. And the old judge, who didn't really understand what the fuck the internet was, I mean, we're talking 2008, he's like, oh, what's going on? The witness is starting to get... He went, no, stop it, Graeme, stop it, because you're representing yourself, you can't ask him any more questions. And that guy ran from the court, literally ran, knocking shit over. Well, I followed him, he threw himself up against the wall outside the court. 4 police officers all came rushing over to him. What's the matter, Darda? What's the matter, Darda? He went, it was horrible, I can't go back in there, don't make me go back in there. There was only 1 police officer, and you know who you are, sat away from the other coppers, and you knew what was going on, and you didn't like a look of it, and you didn't like a lick of it, and you didn't want to be involved. Well, the powers that be spoke to the judge behind the scenes, and Graeme was convicted. Judge said, bring me the sentencing book. I want to know how many years I can send Mr. Hesketh to prison. I was like, oh my fucking God, this is like our worst fucking nightmare ever. What the fuck? The people are right, this man's a cancer. Well, then the judge left the room and then he came back in and I was thinking, are they seriously going to send Graeme to prison for sending a threatening email, which he never fucking sent, because how could anybody have known what the email address was if this guy Darda and his missus created it the night before? And he said it was a secret email. You know, I was trying to talk to the judge and the judge was like, no, you can't speak. Anyway, then he said, oh, £700 fine. Which, okay, so you think you're going to prison with it? We were incensed, the injustice of it. Injustice. Well, what happened then? What have we got here? Oh, this is another citizen who basically wrote in Graeme. Oh, God, yeah, this one's relevant. This is another person writing to the police about Darda. I feel it necessary to contact you again in writing over recent events concerning basically dolphin wars. Since our meeting last month where I alerted you to the menacing, underhand and bullying behaviour of Darda, I've become concerned. I wish to clarify both mine and your stance on the situation. I have visited the RGMP and could not gain access and have left a number of messages. Regarding to our meeting, Darda is a consummate liar. In the past, he has physically assaulted me and made open attempts to defame and decry. Some of his vile attempts could have serious repercussions in my professional life as a school teacher, and we had to leave Jib in the end. Had to leave. I understand that you have interviewed him personally and you were in attendance with a meeting, blah, blah, blah. Right. Specifically, now this guy's talking about a specific incident. My own ill-advised attempt to retrieve a football from the water in the marina. It is well documented, recorded and witnessed that Darda saw fit to hysterically demand police attendance to my getting on a boat, one of Darda's boats. A boat that I had previously worked on to retrieve a ball from the water. On reflection and given similar set of circumstances, I would never set foot on Darda's property, despite it being the most suitable and safe way of retrieving the football. Indeed, I now would think twice about boarding his vessel, even if someone's life depended on it. This was not the case when I boarded the back of the strange vessel to retrieve a drowning lady from the marina after a Christmas party 2 years ago. Both myself and Darda did not waste time in asking the boat owner's permission to board, as Darda needed to provide qualified first aid after the lady had pulled herself out. As most mariners would admit, boarding another person's vessel in a marina is not done lightly, but sometimes necessary. Yeah, Graham's pulled more than one person out of the water, and he's had to climb on other people's boat. I mean, this is what happened. Me and Graeme were still new to this. We knew Darda was a twat, but we didn't know how bad of a twat. Anyway, so this guy at the sports centre, his ball's gone in the water, and he's like shouting across, "Can someone get me my ball?" So this fella, school teacher, he climbs on Darda's boat and he gets the ball, pulls it out of the water. Oh, fuck me, Darda went, "Police! Police!" He actually said to the police, "This man tried to murder me. He tried to murder me and my colleagues." And I was listening to this because it was next to our boat. Oh, I'm going to get a fag. You've got to forgive me, guys. This is... Indulge me. 1 second. Oh, I've got all the files out. Anyway, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I've actually got video footage of this incident somewhere. God knows where. I've got it all. I said to Graeme, "Go get the camera. Have you seen this fella? Because people, more than one person, climbed on his boat to get a football out of the water. He's phoned the police and he said someone's threatened to murder him." I said, "Is he insane? Get the camera now." And that's why Darda hated us, because I dared to laugh at Darda. And Graeme dared to video Darda. Well, that was us done from that moment. A bit like the school teacher trying to tell the truth, saying Darda made all that shit up, throwing himself to the ground. Oh, that was the end of him. Darda do for him. He's a school teacher, can't be called a paedophile. Of course, they always get flying monkeys to do the work for them, don't they? Oh, fucking Darda. So, let's see, where are we up to? I haven't even got to Abbagate newspaper yet, have we? Right, so I think that's everything relevant in there. This is where my solicitor wrote to Darda. I had to send a pre-action protocol letter to Darda. 2011, you made false and damaging allegations against Graeme Hesketh to the effect that he's a public menace and a pervert. You made false allegations via your solicitor. This is defamatory and not true. You made false allegations against Graeme Hesketh that he has been on the run via your solicitor. Graeme Hesketh has never been on the run because basically there was an objection to my boss's port licence with the captain of the port, so he just made a load of shit up, put it in a solicitor's letter and sent it captain of the port, you know. If only he'd had 5 friends and a magazine. That would have helped, wouldn't it? You made an allegation that Mr. Hesketh has affected the Gibraltar economy. Oh my God, Graeme, you naughty boy! You've affected the Gibraltar economy. Fuck me up. I mean, this cunt is, and there's no other word for it, this cunt. Oh my God, there's so much. you alleged that Mr. Hesketh's you made a public and published statement to the Olive Press that Graeme Hesketh, and particularly Fiona Hesketh, well, I mean, what have I got to do with it? I was working at the fucking bowling centre when all this was going down. Nothing to do with me. But, I'm a nice, easy target, aren't I? I've got a history. And also, I was the lady that laughed at him, going, what's the matter with you, idiot? Why are you phoning the police and telling people that someone's attempted to murder you because someone climbed on your boat to get a fucking football out of the water? But I had no idea at this stage what a narcissistic psychopath was. This is way before Meghan Markle. Way, way, way before. Can you now see why I see her as the poster girl of what she does? This is where I'm coming from. And I mean, it's not just this Darda twat. There was the pathological liar that told the press I was expelled from school. Other pathological liars. Oh, I promise I won't use his photographs. Oopsies, there they are in the newspaper. Fucking hell. So here we come. Abbagate. Abbagate. And there's me. There's me on the front in my t-shirt. Now, I'll try and avoid using the guy's name, but I mean, you can find the article online. You know what the secret of success in life is? Is how you treat people. Yeah, I do believe he said that once. It will surely go down as one of the most bizarre cases in Iberian Peninsula has ever seen. A bitter feud between rival boat companies has resulted in a man being found guilty of sending an email containing an obscure ABBA song link. The judge took a dim view of apparently harmless gesture. Sorry, it's a bit ripped, so it's quite difficult to read. Which has been dubbed locally as Dolphin Wars, involving two firms based in Gibraltar. Graeme Hesketh, who works for a company called Dolphin Safari, was found guilty of sending the offending email to Darda, the owner of the other company. The song I Am a Tiger features lyrics including I am behind you, I'll always find you, people who fear me never go near me. Hesketh's wife Fiona confirmed the prosecution but insisted she can't imagine what would motivate someone to take out a prosecution like that. She later added provocatively by email, I think that Darda is a bit of a dancing queen, and you can quote me on that. Yeah, I bloody did. Now, what he was done for in court, because the judge said, well, it's not really illegal sending an ABBA song to anyone anyway, whether he knew what the fucking email was or not. Secret email address. But the words had been changed in the email that this guy allegedly purported he'd received from Graeme. The words had been changed around, and so then they felt they had a case. Well, they fucking succeeded. Where's my bloody lighter? My fog's gone out. Anyway, it emerges, however, that Fiona and her husband Graeme have something of a checkered past. Oh yeah, let's drag all that fucking shit up, because I was working at the bowling centre and it had fuck all to do with me. But feel free, Olive Press, to put my kipper on the front page, because it's all about me, isn't it? Twats. Dubbed Britain's most wanted woman. Oh, pathological that. You wouldn't mind going on the run for me, would you, darling? I'm dying of cancer. Well, I'm not really, but I am dying of cancer, and I really don't want to go to prison. Could you do that for me? Oh, will you be all right if I just steal a photograph and get me get out of jail free card at your expense, Fiona? Yeah, but it was all me. All fucking me. Oh, and Graeme, who had literally less than fuck all to do with it. And then Skerritt gets arrested, but I don't want to talk about that. Can you see the fucking mainstream media? Thank God for YouTube, quite frankly, these days. Just indulge me. The daughter of a Tory MP, actually she was a county councillor, neither here nor there, was accused of fleeing England to avoid a fraud prosecution while Hesketh was convicted of drug smuggling. Yeah, Graham's got a conviction of drug smuggling from 1993. I didn't go on the run till 2000. They make it sound. And Graeme was completely innocent. The pair eventually settled in Gibraltar after the charges were dropped. I was never charged. Ever. What the fuck? And then we began working at Dolphin Safari. And then it goes on to page 19. I mean, look at this shit. Seriously. Fucking double spread. Mostly about me. It's nothing to do with it. I wasn't even working at Dolphin Safari. The cat is back. Oh yeah, it's all my fault, isn't it? It's always all my fucking fault. She was dubbed Britain's most wanted woman, playing the intriguing game of cat and mouse with authorities during several years on the run. The former public schoolgirl and daughter of prominent Conservative MP, she remained infuriatingly elusive, living out Bonnie and Clyde fantasy. It goes on Fiona Mont the cat, 2003, but discovering the charge. Oh, where are we going to get to the bit about Abbagate? Hang on, second paragraph, third paragraph. Oh, here we go. Eventually, there's a little bit about Darda and Graeme. Going by the name of Fiona Hesketh, oh no, apparently it's still about me, having apparently married her ex-con lover, Graeme the Baron Hesketh. So we weren't really married. Oh, right, okay. Well, could have fucking sworn we were. I seem to remember a wedding day. Anyway, if you say so, Olive Press. The mother of two spends her days drumming up business for Dolphin Safari watching tours. Well, yeah, I was a marketing director. What the fuck do you expect me to do? Tell people not to get on the bloody dolphin boat? The fuck? But this is all so illegal, you naughty Fiona, you fucking naughty. Wearing the bright blue colours of Dolphin Safari. You fucking criminal, you were wearing bright blue Dolphin Safari. Oh, Fiona, fuck. Fetch your rope. This is back in the day. This was published on, when was it? It's a weekly thing, December 1st to fortnightly 14, 2011. Oh yeah, oh my God. But things have not exactly gone swimmingly, and unfortunately in their zeal to capture an ever-dwindling pool of clients, they have once again showed that time has not diminished their appetite for a brush with the law. Indeed, the pair have become embroiled in what is called locally as Dolphin Wars. The controversy came to a head last week when Graeme Hesketh was found guilty of intimidation of sending an apparently threatening email to the owner of a rival company. In one of the most bizarre prosecutions, the email contained a link to the obscure ABBA song I Am the Tiger, with lyrics including lines like, I am behind you, I'll always find you, people who fear me never go near me. I mean, can you imagine how embarrassing, right? Would any of you want out there to say, oh, I was a victim, someone sent me an fucking ABBA song. Oh, I was so scared I cried. I might have to go to the Court of Appeal like Prince Harry. It's so frightening. I couldn't breathe. I've never been so terrified in a while. Are you seeing any similarities between our Darda and a few other liars and old Megsy and Hazza? Shall we continue? Oh, where's it going? Despite being reluctant to comment on the case, well, why the fuck would I? It's got fuck all to do with me. Fiona Hesketh confirmed that her husband had received a £700 fine from the Court of Gibraltar and claimed it's the strangest thing I've ever heard. Well, yeah, up until I saw Meghan and Harry, it was. She continued, I can't imagine what would motivate someone to take such a prosecution. The claimant in the case, Darda, himself apparently no angel. Oh, yeah, I think he got a criminal conviction at one point for trying to set someone up for assault. Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, hang on a minute, Darda. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. I'm sure I've got it, yeah. Oh, they've got so much in these court papers, don't they? Oh, here it is. Here it is, yeah. Violent behaviour. What date was that? 2nd of April 2004. Fuck me, we hadn't even bought our boat in Gibraltar, but it's all about naughty Fiona. 2004, violent behaviour. Oh, that must have been like him throwing something to the... Oh no, that must have been a different person, because that was 2009, that fella. This has got to be someone else. God knows what. I mean, well, some people are creatures of habit, aren't they? Trouble follows them wherever they go. Note to self, if anyone asks you to go on a run and take the blame for their crimes, you know, they're dying of cancer, asked to see medical reports, just a little bit of evidence. Right, where are we up to? Oh, then it goes on about the £300,000 fraud, 10,000 helicopter rescue search, which never happened. I've got that in writing from the RNLI. There never was a search for me. There never was a fake attempt, beachy head and all that. But don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Oh, and it goes on and on and on. Facing their Waterloo, a year with both sides trading barbs, each side making various accusations against the other. Darda told the Olive Press, I'm pleased we have got a result, but it has actually made things worse since, if anything, the stuff Hesketh was found guilty of has not gone away. Oh no! I still see the ABBA song on YouTube. I get PTSD every time I listen to it. Yeah. Bullies. We are talking to our lawyers again next week. It is an ongoing thing and they are bullies. Yeah, so Harry and Meghan accused people of bullying them, didn't they? But it turns out it's a bit the reverse, isn't it? Well, this is a long one. I'm going to wrap this one up. I mean, let me know if you want me to go into it in more detail. You see how the press are. Fucking shocking, aren't they? Fucking shocking. And the thing is, like, if they actually told the true stories, quite often truth is funnier and weirder than fiction. But nah, it's always quicker and easier to go down the lazy route, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was something else. Yeah. Yeah, this goes on. This is a letter, 2013. So you can see, we moved down here in 2010, 2013, so 3 years later. And this went on and on and on. This is me being ordered to delete a recording, a defamatory recording, where I was accused of being a cocaine dealer, a drug smuggler. I'd been arrested multiple times. I'm a bar brawler. Mate, a bar brawler. And my boss got it all on tape. And I thought, right, I'm going to sue this motherfucker. And it wasn't Darda, it was a flying monkey of Darda. So I'm going to sue your ass for this. And they got the Gibraltar Regulatory Authority to write to me that I must destroy the tape. And I refused. And I appealed to the magistrates. And I'll name the magistrate. He's called Liam Yates. And he ruled in my favour. He said, Mrs. Hesketh clearly needs this recording to sue your arse. Well, he didn't put it like that, obviously. But, oh, that's in the Gibraltar archives. Fellow who bought my son's birth certificate. Why don't you go down there, fly down and go and look up a few archives? Oh, no, it might not fit the criteria or the agenda. I've just got one last question for you guys, and I'm not identifying. This is not this marina. This is a marina somewhere. How would you climb out of the water on a ladder like that? Yeah. Okay. That's a story for another day. This has been a really long one, but extremely cathartic and great fun. And now you can see why I look at Meghan and Harry, their Five Friends magazine, Mr. Plastic, Christopher Boozy, who act like utter twats when they think no one's looking, and then they try twisting the narrative to they were the victim all along, when actually they were the aggressors. As Lady C's book, which I've got here somewhere. Oh, yeah. God bless this woman. Persecutors or victims? Oh, well, Meghan always wanted to be relatable. I've never found her so relatable in my life. Thank you all very much for listening.